Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about my journey on how the weight loss began. Let's start from the very beginning. First off, I did absolutely terrible. I did horrible. I did some of the worst things you can ever imagine when I first tried to lose weight. It was stupid, it was a waste of time, but now that I look back at it, I wouldn't say a complete waste of time, if anything else. Because in the future, today, present time, I can teach others what not to do when you're on the move of trying to lose weight. What I did was incredibly asinine, tedious, I overworked myself, and yeah, watching my videos will make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. Let's just say it right there. Hello and welcome back. And yes, same person, different shirt. I decided to be in a more professional, more formal attire for this moment because it's very imperative that you listen to every word that I'm saying. All right, so let's just say you want to make a new change. It's a new year, 2025. You want to try to lose weight, right? This is what you're gonna be doing. All right, let me give you my graph. All right, this is my graph. This is your working graph. So basically, exercise, doing something as simple as, low calorie work like walking to the store, taking a nice little stroll through the park, or, a little bike ride, little simple stuff, This is your hunger. This is your hunger. What do you think this is gonna represent? All right? What do you think is gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen? This was me at the very beginning of my weight loss journey. The other numbers aren't necessary. Here's why. Me 1000%. All right, bro? This was me. It just escalated daily. Nothing but pure pain. Now, you know what? There's nothing really too wrong about working hard. It's working too hard, obviously. You don't want to wake up and just do 2 hours of cardio or just, start grinding into the gym for an hour straight and then expecting to eat nothing but avocados, a salad, and maybe even some fruits and 6 ounces worth of steak or something like that and not get hungry afterwards. You're gonna starve, and that's actually gonna reverse literally everything that you've been working on. Of course, it will help you build a little bit of muscle, but it will affect your hunger strikes to the point where you're gonna feel like dying and you're gonna wanna die. You're just gonna say, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I give up, and then you're gonna start binge eating, and that's phase 2 of what's gonna happen if you overwork yourself. Here's what I'm gonna draw it for you. For all of you visual learners like myself, I'm gonna draw you exactly what happened to me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to show to you is something that should not really quite surprise you at all. This is what happened. After I was done exercising, I would just binge eat. I'm not gonna lie to you. It worked for like 2 months, maybe 2-3 months. It was a handful of months. I don't want to say 2 or 3 even. I think I was doing it for about, I think maybe 6 months or even longer, because I started my weight loss journey really back in late 2019 or whatever, and that was in December-ish, middle of December, and that was when I had the most amount of weight on me. I may or may not show the picture of that, but the whole point is, during that time, I was doing stuff like this. And that was also while I was having a job and, trying to keep up with finances and everything. Also live with my parents because clearly I had to because COVID and everything. That totally didn't ruin my mental stability to do anything or, my physical appearance because of the fact that I kept depressed eating. But besides that, 2022 was when it really hit me. 2022, and I remember it was the middle of August, I believe, I finally had something awaken in me. And that was when I realized, I've been doing this for 2 years and I only lost 20 pounds. It was approximately 20 to 30 pounds that I had lost from how I had been before. And I was just like, okay, 2 years, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Just maybe. I was, what was it, 287? Yeah, I can't forget that number. 287 pounds, okay? You know my height, and I don't think I'm gonna give out my height. Let's just say I was less than 5'7", I still am. That's pretty bad. I went to the doctor years before his prior. I went to the doctor beforehand They said, listen, bro, you are one fat... Okay, they didn't say that. Okay. He basically sat me down and said, okay, listen, if you go any further, man, you're probably going to be on diabetes. You're going to have diabetes eventually. Like, this is the chart right here. Your BMI chart. You're in the red. If you don't make a change, you are going to die. Okay, he didn't say that. Obviously, he didn't say I was going to die. The whole point is, here is what pretty much happened in summary, all right? Being it drawn out and all. Late 2019, 287 pounds. August of 2022, 255 pounds approximately. I honestly don't know exactly how much I weighed in that time frame or whatever, but I know it was around 255-ish. It was 250 something. I was still pretty big, you know, and this is what I had to do to pretty much lose the weight all the way down to where I was mainly satisfied. Like, I was finally losing weight properly and maintaining a healthy diet. This is what I had to do. Ta-da! All right, so number one, stop eating so late. Like, my threshold was around 8 p.m. 8 p.m., I really don't see why you should be eating at past 8 p.m. I mean, come on, man. I think when you give yourself a time frame of at least 4 hours, maybe 4 hours overkill for some people, at least, I will say this, at least 3 hours before your bedtime is when you should be eating the latest when you eat dinner. Like, come on, bro. Your body has to digest the food that you ate. But here's the darndest thing about it. You can't just expect your body to just lie around with this bundle of food in your stomach and just deal with it. It has to burn off at least a few calories before you're able to, you know, just lie down in bed comfortably and digest it normally. I mean, it doesn't even sound right. Have you ever eaten a large meal? Let's say you went to like a buffet chain. You came back from a buffet. What's the first thing you're going to want to do? Absolutely nothing. But would you go straight to your bed and just... I hope not. If you do, I mean, it's because you know you're taking a nap and you're going to wake up about an hour later because you just totally went through some kind of food coma because you ate too much and you love Chinese ribs so much and you just couldn't stop eating all of the different shrimp loin pastas and amazing clams and all the different crabs and sushi they had. And anyways, the whole point is, it's not a good thing to go straight to sleep after you're done eating a large meal unless, you know, it's like a small nap. You're going to wake up and hopefully you exercise afterwards. If you're not going to go into the gym, I don't blame you. I mean, it's a buffet. You're not going to want to do stuff for the rest of the day. Let's just be realistic here, okay? What you're going to want to do, this is the best option, best case scenario, you take a nice walk afterwards. You don't eat anything else for the rest of the day. You have some tea. I recommend green tea especially. Very great tea. I believe there's a small study that somewhat helps in the belief system that apparently it can, in a way, aid digestion, of course, as well as somewhat help you burn calories and boost your metabolism. Of course, not exponentially. You know, you're gonna have to do some work behind it. You can't just expect this magical drink to, you know, help you, and you know what I'm saying. But anyways, that's just point number one. This is more of a personal thing, and when I say no more nachos, I mean pretty much no more nachos. The thing that I was doing, that was definitely frequently a habit of mine, is that I absolutely, let me just say it right here, I absolutely love anything with cheese on it. That, I believe, was my biggest driving factor when it came down to losing weight. I absolutely love anything with cheese on it. Nachos, pizza, spaghetti when I put a little Parmesan cheese on it. I literally just had pasta not even a few hours ago because I make it myself and I love Alfredo sauce pasta and I can't help myself. But I put shrimp and chicken breast in it, all right? I'm doing better. And plus I ate it earlier in the day so that way, you know, I use it, I burn off, I use it for energy in the gym, blah, 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 blah. I make sure not to eat that stuff late at night. Macaroni and cheese, cheeseburgers, which is next on the list, by the way. Oh wait, no, that was one of the drawings. I love cheeseburgers so much that I thought the drawing was still up here. So anyways, number 3 on the list is going to be reduce snacking / alternatives. And here's what that means. Reduce snacking, pretty much snacking altogether. I tried. Get rid of pretty much any potato chips that you have in your pantry. I'm not saying completely get rid of it. I'd say when you're just starting off losing weight, don't try to cold turkey everything. I think that's the main reason why people just flat out quit losing weight, or at least attempting to try to lose weight and everything. That's the main takeaway from this whole video, really. You never want to cold turkey everything, because when you start doing that, that's where you're going to be struggling the most. If you expect yourself to have a habit or an addiction and just cold turkey it, just completely stop it altogether in one day, you are living in la la land, my friend. I'm telling you right now, you are not going to just stop eating potato chips in one day. That thing is like having a pack of cigarettes and expecting to stop altogether and just no longer have the taste for it anymore. That is ridiculous. That's just like someone who just got on heroin and you telling them, hey, you know what? If you would just stop doing it, you'd be so much of a better person. No, really? You don't think they know that? An addiction is an addiction, all right? Now, obviously, it may not be as severe as a drug problem, but what I am saying is it's still something that captivates them to the point where they're not going to stop altogether in one day, even a week, even a month, sometimes not even a year. It took me 2 years to completely stop eating potato chips. 2 years. Here's why it took me 2 years. Oh, I'm so hungry. I worked out so hard. Just like what I said in the other graph, the graph that I just drew earlier. Oh, I'm so hungry. I just can't help myself. I think I should reward myself after such a hard, long day of work. All that cardio I did, all of that building muscle I did in the gym, and I do need my protein, and I only get 2 grams of protein per ounce of potato chips. So maybe if I eat this entire bag of potato chips, average size maybe like 8 ounces, I get 16 grams of protein. That's literally how stupid I used to think. All right, listen, I was desperate, all right? I was doing anything in my ability to just try to, how can I say this? Justify all of the different habits that I was still willing to attach to in my life. That was a huge habit for me. Chips eating, and it wasn't even just chips, man. It was mainly, I'm gonna say it's nachos. That's why nachos is right here. No more nachos. I put it separately. I know 2 and 3 is pretty much the same thing, but for me, they're 2 completely different things. Because getting rid of the nachos was the first step, all right? And I was able to do very well, getting rid of the nachos. The nachos was a thing where before I really locked in August 2022, I was eating nachos maybe every week to every 2 weeks. Then I reduced it down, because remember, can't cold turkey it. I said, okay, every month. And then I realized, okay, this is starting to get real bad. I'm telling you, once you get to a point and you've lost a certain amount of weight, you're going to automatically want to stop, because you realize you're stunting your growth in this new way of life when you just simply keep doing the same old habits that you've been doing since the beginning of time, basically. I mean, I've been fat like since late middle school, all right? So coming out of college and still having these habits, of course it was taking me a long time to do some of these things and just stop and, realize what I was doing was wrong. I mean, years on in, eating all this junk, all right? It wasn't even just that. I'm gonna save it for another video. The top worst things that I did, before I start getting serious. I'm not gonna say it in this video because I don't want to spoil too much in the first video. I started off with that. And then next on the list was chips. November, December 2022. Because chips was something I was still eating at the time. I just wasn't eating it late at night. What I would do is sometimes I would snack like throughout the afternoon and then stop. And then of course, maybe work out and make sure I don't eat chips ever again. If I did eat chips after the workout, it will be because I was having popcorn mixed with it alongside with, it was really weird. Don't judge me for this, but it worked. It worked for a time. I had kale alongside with it, with chips and almonds, and I also would mix it with popcorn. And it was also because of the high fiber content I mixed with the other healthy alternatives, alternative snacks along with it. And sometimes also seaweed. Seaweed really helps as well. nice little chip alternative. It's not gonna taste as good as chips, obviously. It's seaweed. It's literally like a well-cooked vegetable from the sea. It's seaweed, but you know, it's better than nothing. Nice little salty snack to, you know, get your nerves all, you know, happy and joyous, and somewhat almost trick your brain, but not really, because you see that it's clearly not chips. The point being is, the things that I did differently afterwards was simply just cut it off completely once it was the very beginning of January or the very late time in December where I had to completely cut off chips altogether. And how I knew was this. After, you know, I was vacating with family and, you know, had a great workout, and I was still eating right while I was on vacation. I was doing pretty darn well. You know, had my chamomile tea because it helps me sleep at night, alongside with green tea because they had that at the hotel that we were at. You know, it was nice little experience. You know, I didn't overeat. You know, in the end, it's not just always even, you know, just about, you know, making sure that you work out as frequently as possible, but you also, it's good to relax, you know, helps with your cortisol levels, you know, being around family and everything and friends, people that you love and surround yourself with. But here's the thing. When I came back, all right, and I was back on my own, I was like, wow. First of all, biggest change I ever seen. I lost like 6 pounds within 2 weeks. It was really nice because I was at around, I think if I have it in my journal, 200 pounds exactly, like 200.6 pounds if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's incredible. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess I can reward myself. You know where this is going. Yeah, so within that week where I had left before school had to start again, I bought a bag of family-sized potato chips from a particular store. It was at a good price at the time. It was like $2 for the whole bag. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't resist. I ate that whole bag in 2 days. I gained about 6 or 7 pounds after that. Now, I'm not saying that obviously, you know, all I did was fully gain nothing but 6 or 7 pounds or 5 pounds of fat or whatever afterwards, but I definitely gained at least maybe 2 or 3 pounds because I overdid it. It wasn't just the chips eating either. It was me doing it late at night, even despite the fact that I was, you know, also working out pretty well too. But I think I was also eating other things like maybe some pork ribs I think I brought back from a vacation, and some just other things I should not have been eating alongside with the potato chips. And that in combination with snacking is exactly a great way to lose weight. So it took me another week to lose the weight back, get back down to about 200 pounds. And there we go. It wasn't that bad. You know, very beginning of January 2023, that was when I was like, okay, it's official, chips are also the problem. Okay, so here is where I finally get down to where I need to be. Let's say it was like July 2023. That was where I was finally at the weight where pretty much I was past losing 130 pounds altogether. That was amazing. I was at around, if I'm not mistaken, 157 pounds or something like that, 162, something like that. Whole point is, amazing change. I looked so much better. I felt so much better. But you know, this is just part one of my journey. I'm making this video way longer than I thought I would make it. Once again, staying in front of a camera, pretty amazing. I never thought I'd see myself doing this, but you know, I really want to help others that have also been struggling with this kind of stuff, because if you're anything like me, you love cheese, you love snacking, you love, you know, all these different things that, you know, made you who you are, you know, over the years, and you want to change yourself to where, you know, it helps you not only physically, but also mentally. I used to have a lot of mental clouding as well. I never spoke with this much articulation either, I'm not gonna lie. Like I did not used to speak like this either. I definitely sucked at talking, period. Just looking to a camera right now, I would never imagine myself doing this. Part one was actually the easy part of losing weight. You think, oh, you lost over 100 pounds. Yeah, I did, but I still left in a few of my habits and still was able to lose quite a bit of weight. My main way of losing weight was just making sure I didn't eat too many processed foods. And that is one of the other things I'm going to be talking about in my other videos. I have plenty of research and documents to back it up, because I don't like just talking about things. I like to also have evidence behind it. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.